Okay, we're up and running.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, so yeah, just a little recap. Mechanically speaking, obviously we're still 5th level. You guys, so you've taken that full rest, long rest, so you can make any changes. I don't think too much had happened. I think probably a couple of spell slots, a few hit points, maybe.
Well, I had been poisoned previously.
Yeah, to death. Yeah, the small matter of the poisoning.
Yeah. Theoretically, how many nights out would we need to go to get the level up?
Oh,
We have to get in some bar fights with some pretty tough customers.
No.
um,
We need to go through the Legion of Power books.
There's a carousal table, isn't there? We can roll on the carousal table.
yeah.
You accidentally seduce a noble's daughter, and yeah.
It's in DMG, isn't it?
I think so.
Downtime.
I think
Let's have a
so.
look.
I think
That
I've
might
used
be
it
fun to do.
before, and it started a ridiculous adventure in which 2 members of our party ended up joining an evil faction, and I was just like, we just can't play the game anymore. Like, two of you just joined an evil party, and the DM wasn't like, okay, you join that evil organization, roll a new character. He like tried to split it in 2. I was like, what are you doing?
Yep, you can roll for that if you want, but as long as you don't roll low. I can get
What do you roll?
D100.
All right, I'll roll it. I'll roll it.
Okay.
Are we all getting drunk? Is that what we're doing?
Sure.
Well, Carter never turns down a chance to get drunk.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Somebody rolled.
Oh my god.
Are we all rolling, or are we rolling once for the party?
Oof. Yeah, let's all
Craig.
roll.
All roll. Okay. Got a solid 62.
62. Oh,
99. What?
Wow.
99 is scary. Usually those are like a meteor comes in and kills everyone.
I mean, it's usually really bad or really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I wake up married to a dragon.
Dude.
Wreck 2.
Oh, very interesting. Okay, so what was your 62, did you say?
62.
Okay, cool. Right, let's start with yours. Yours is the most like middle of the road one.
That sounds
So
like
you're in
Soren.
Yeah. You earn modest winnings from gambling and recuperate your lifestyle expenses for the time spent carousing. So, you can say gambling if you want, but let me see if I can find the cost of a day from Gilded Quill, and you can say that. Well, you don't have to pay for your next day of whatever, your food and drink.
I like to imagine Karthos and Errol convinced Soren to play like some sort of card game or something, and he was just, despite never playing it before, was just smarter and
really
better
good.
at it than all of us. Like we just kind of explained him the rules, and he just instantly just got it and was like, "This is I don't get it."
Yeah, well, why does everybody think this is hard? This is easy.
It was like poker, but you have like the mask on and just like the entire time.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. Right, we'll do Errol's next. Yours is a good one. So 91 or higher was you make a small fortune gambling, recuperate your lifestyle expenses for the time spent carousing, and gain 46 times 10 gold pieces.
Oh, nice.
And your carousing becomes a stuff of local legend as well. So roll that, that'll be talents. 46 times 10 talents.
Okay, so 120 talents. Jeez.
Talents, yeah. Good. That's not bad for a night's work. And become a local legend.
And you get the girl.
Well, it's up to you.
I need to write this down somewhere, but what's the level? Like, it's talons or the
talents? Talents are like the middle one, yeah.
Okay.
Also, by the way, I've been thinking of this, so...
I've still got mine written down in gold pieces. What are gold pieces? Talents?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, talents are gold pieces, yeah. So just change it to big T instead of GP.
Yeah. Oh, in pencil.
And then silver becomes jots. Copper just disappears into nothing. But marks, golden marks are like the whatever.
It's 10 gold, right? So it's more than platinum,
10,
I think.
Yeah, 10, yeah. That's it. It's kind of
I'm gonna go find another pencil. I'll be back in 1 minute.
Okay.
I wish I could hand you one. I have so many around me.
The one. I have lots of pens though. Lots of colorful pens.
Yeah, I realized I needed to change everything about my life in order to continue with my engineering program. So I went out and I bought a bunch of pencils and like colored
sketching stuff and
yeah. And then I also got an alarm clock, and it's actually been life-changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before I would use my phone.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
I just like look at my phone, and then I look at my notifications, and I'd fall back asleep, and then like I wouldn't on my days off I wouldn't get out of bed for hours, but with the alarm clock I'm out of bed and I'm already getting ready with my day and stuff, so it's been really good for me.
The other advantage is you can then leave your phone in the other room.
Exactly, and I don't have to worry about the odd message I get at midnight, like, oh, I gotta read this right now, and then I go down a rabbit hole or a conversation.
I've got rid of the stupid mechanical pencil. I've got an old-fashioned pencil now.
Ooh.
Yeah, I could get the hang of mechanical pencils. They always seem to be snap, like the what do you call it?
The lead.
Not the lead.
The leads, yeah.
Yeah, is it really still lead, or is
It's
it
not. It's not made of lead, but you just still call it the lead.
You still call it lead, yeah.
But yeah, I hate those things. They keep breaking for me, at least.
Yeah, no, that's the same thing. That's why I went out and I bought some good old American. You see that? America's pencil.
Very nice. Do you own it jointly with everyone else in the US? Or is it like the whole of the Americas? Is it like all Brazilian people as well also jointly own the pencil?
That'd be great, but no.
Okay. So I mean, that sounds like Soren and Errol had a good time. And imagine that you guys would maybe wake up the next morning and Karthos is absolutely nowhere to be seen.
No. Should we roleplay finding Karthos, or are you going to tell us where he is now?
Well, let's. I'll put it in the private chat, and we'll see. We'll have a chat about it.
Okay.
But he's not there in the morning, so you can.
So we wake up in the quill, the gilded quill. I like to imagine maybe we, kind of like a cartoon or something. We both like walk out of our rooms. You probably didn't drink that much or weren't really affected by the drinks, but I'm like coming out like, oh my god, what happened last night?
I think you drank quite a lot of beer and other things, whiskey. Yeah,
that sounds right. Yeah, no, that was me.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know I got like a pile of money out next to my bed? You know what that's about?
Well,
120 talents over there.
Yeah, you told me to play some silly. Oh, what was it called? The game with the cards. Anyway, whatever.
Goblin's Pokey. Goblin's
Pokey.
Right.
And yeah, you made a stupid bet, but it came in.
Yep, that sounds like me. Oh, I barely remember that.
Yeah.
Oh man, if I drank this much, I bet Karthos drinks so much more.
Should we get him? Where's Fabia? Are you gonna roll on the carousing table for Fabia? She came with us, right? Yeah.
Oh my god! You don't think and Errol would go up to Karthos's door and knock on it? Karthos, are you in there? Fabia?
There's no response.
Errol would try to open the door.
I thought he was on your sofa.
Well, he's not there anymore if he was.
Yeah. I'd say it probably opens and it's empty. I don't. Well, unless he would have the key. I hope he's not got the key, to be honest. But yeah, let's just say it opens up. There's nobody inside. Fabia comes out of her room though. She seems okay. She seems sprightly. She actually rolled middling as well, so she, same as you, Soren, she recouped her money.
Yeah,
So,
we were both making like really safe bets on this game that we both
Yeah.
thought was completely daft, and Errol thought was
Yeah.
like strategically impossible.
yeah, like it's impossible to win money in this game, and then you guys both won a nice amount.
Yeah, Errol would like. I don't think he was in my room. Was he on my sofa? And he'd like run back into his room and check his sofa. And I'm assuming Karthos probably isn't there.
No.
Fabia, did you see Kathos?
No.
I th-
I don't think he came back here with us.
I think I lost track of him towards the end of the night. I just sort of thought he was with Errol, but I don't know why I thought that.
I mean, we stick around. It makes sense. Did he run off with that theater chick?
I don't think so. If he did, then it's not very kind to you. I thought you were sweet on her.
I'm sweet on a lot, on a lot of lasses.
It's not very kind. Okay, anyway, okay. We need to find our friend. Maybe reception have seen him. Maybe he crashed out in the lobby. Did you say he didn't come back with us, Fabia?
In fact, let me. Sorry, do I roll a perception check?
Do you want me to? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's 16 plus my perception, which is going to be a lot. 23.
Okay. No, it's okay. Just yeah, that's okay. It was a long shot, but
What did I need? 25. Got 23. Okay.
Well, that's scary. He's like been transformed into the face on one of your talents. It's like I can't imagine what you're looking for.
Okay.
yeah, never mind. It's okay.
Okay. Right. How do you track down... Harold, this seems like your area of expertise.
I guess you're right. And I will try to use like my my telepathy to try
What's
to
the-
contact them.
What's
I
the
think the
range on
range is
that?
30 feet. I think it's just 30 feet.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure.
You guys are at the guild quill, yes, that's 16. I'm gonna put Karthos.
Telepathy 30 feet.
I don't really want to put him anywhere to give away where he actually is. I'll just put him here. He's not there. He might be there.
Okay.
But no, 30 feet is not close enough to you don't hear anything in response.
I don't sense him anywhere around here. I guess we should go. Where did we even go last night? Did we go to the?
The Quill. No, not the Quill.
I want to say, yeah.
Did we go to
the
Penton's
drop. We went to the
We went
drop.
to the drop first, right? Oh man, that feels like ages ago.
Do you want to
Yeah,
roll
let's go.
like a memory check? What would be like a memory check? See if you
Maybe
can track that.
like insight or something, maybe, or investigation.
Intelligence, maybe?
History, intelligence, yeah.
That's not going to be me. That's you, Gav.
All right, we're doing a history check.
Just do history, yeah. It's recent history. Do it, in fact, do it disadvantaged with because of the situation.
Okay. That's my first roll. Oh, that sucks. All right, I got a 12.
Yeah. Okay, I'll say that you did a few different. You remembered in a few different things. You remember one of the things you went to do was you all got it in your head that you wanted to see the Icebound Plains, so you kind of went along to the northern end of
Oh
the
my
city,
god.
and you looked out. You went and climbed up on the wall. There's like ruined walls, and you could climb up onto the battlements using those. So you did that and looked out onto the plain until it got like ridiculously cold, and it was dark, so you couldn't really see anything.
Insane that you've never drunk before, yet you know exactly what I would do drunk in the town of Kala.
Yeah. I figured that would be something. And basically thinking what a kid would do, and then doing that. So yeah, you go out. You like, there's maybe some like Northern Lights type thing going on, but you were like too drunk to even like appreciate it, probably. You did that. You went down to like the down towards the water, down towards the harbor, because you remember there being snacks down there. Remember like the snacks you got on the way up. So you remember getting hungry and going down there for a while. You also remember you remember bashing on the door of the library trying to get in, and not being allowed in.
Craig, it is eerie how well you understand my drunk brain. Yeah, so Errol would just say, let's go to Penton's Drop. That's the first place we should go.
Okay, I'm a follow.
And yeah, I think Errol would just kind of head over to Penton's Drop.
Okay.
And he would kind of be every once in a while, every like landmark, I guess, you would try to call out for Karthos using telepathy.
Okay, give me 1 second. Outside noises on. Is that working? Can you hear it?
It might just take a little while to.
Oh, there we go. It's just kind of quieter.
Yeah.
Yep, you head outside. It's cold, it's windy, the usual. It's kind of bright today though. The sun kind of reflecting off the bright, super bright white walls of everything, so everything's probably a bit too white and shiny. You make your way through along to the Penitent's Drop. Number 6 over there. There's not too many folk around. It seems really quiet. Maybe just there's a lot of folk from the city at the festival, the theater last night. So you probably imagine people are in the same situation. And yeah, it's open. You see like so the door's open to get in. If you want to proceed.
Yeah, I'll walk in real quick.
Yeah, the inside is it really stinks, sweat, vomit, and like gross things. But there's like a few folk like draped over tables, just absolutely passed out. You do a quick.
I like to imagine I go around and I like pull hoods off of people that are like passed out over tables, and like, you're not Karthos, and like look around and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And that takes you 2 minutes, but it becomes pretty obvious. The guy. Sorry, let me just check what he's called. Let's drop the owner, who you kind of like vaguely recognize from the night before. Mr. Lacey, he's called. He kind of looks up. He's like cleaning up. He looks a bit like hungover himself, just a bit like weary-eyed. And he says, "Hey, welcome back. You made quite a name for yourself last night."
Yeah, I guess I did. I don't even remember half of it. I had another blue-eyed fellow with me last night. Do you happen to know where he went? We're trying to look for him.
Yeah, he says, "Yeah, I'm not gonna forget those eyes. You guys kept talking about you kept showing everyone. Everyone kept wanting to see them, and you kept telling stories of giant worms and reenacting things. And
Yeah,
I mean, you guys come up with
that
some
sounds
crazy
like
stories.
that sounds like us. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me think now." And like drums his fingers on the table. I mean, he kept talking about a ship. He was
Oh,
talking about a ship. There was something funny about a ship. I mean, you guys were talking a lot of nonsense. It might have been just part of a story. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of ships in our stories.
He's like,
Did you remember seeing him leave with us at least, or something like that?
I think you all left together. I'm trying to think if he came back later. I don't think so. I think he left with you guys. It wasn't even that long ago, to be honest. Pretty sure the sun was coming up.
All right, all right.
Sorry, I can't be. I mean,
Do I remember
It's
anything
okay,
about
right?
him talking about a ship, Craig?
Um,
Since I have a vague awareness of what happened during the night.
yeah, I mean, he was talking about. He didn't mention the name of the ship, but he was talking about the way he described it, and the whole Kraken incident, and just kind of telling that story. But he was careful enough to be vague about, he didn't name anyone, but if anyone was like kind of
That's good.
yeah, but like if anyone had like put together, like if anyone, because everyone, the storm and like the weirdness of that night is kind of well known. So like if people put that together, people might be able to put that together with that ship that arrived that night, and kind of no questions were asked kind of thing, and they might be able to piece things together. But nobody, I mean, in the state that everyone was in, is unlikely that. Yeah, but I mean that's the impression you get when the guy mentions the ship. It's like Carthage was like he I don't know, he said he kept in something fishy about it. You know,
Glyn, was that the name?
yeah, Barna Glynn was the captain. Yeah, the
Right.
ship was called the Ashen Albatross.
Glyn was at the Quell.
That's such a cool ship name.
Glyn was staying at the Quell. Maybe he came
Oh,
back
I
with
don't
us
think
and
he-
said something a bit too loudly.
I don't think. No.
You don't?
I mean, surely, like,
Are you
we
talking
would
about this
know.
in the inn? Sorry, just to clarify.
That is a good. I think someone would not have talked about that in the inn.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we would have been right outside of the inn, assuming that we're not like
Yeah.
Yeah,
around
obviously being
anywhere.
overheard. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think Sorin would be all that like. He's not like checking for spies and crap because he wouldn't think about things like that. But yeah, he's not just going to blurt it in the inn.
Okay.
You don't. Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go out across the plains? I don't. If he's there, we have bigger problems.
Well, I don't think he's across the plains, but he might be passed out on the wall or something. You know,
What do you want to do?
I mean, hell, you remember the night better than I do.
Should I roll something to see if I know where we last saw him? I feel like I don't, right?
Yeah, it's unclear. I mean, you could try a history.
I'll try one.
not
My
at-
history is not good, so I'm probably not going to get it anyway. 15.
okay. 15, yeah. I mean, you do remember he was there when you went to see the wall. And you think he was the one that wanted to go to the library, so he was there at that point, and you remember all coming away. I mean, you had to like drag him away from the library.
And we went from the library to back to the quill, right?
Well, no, he was at that. After that, you think that he was gonna. That was when the snacks came into play. In fact, maybe he used the snacks to lure him away from the library, and to kind of as a distraction. So the snacks was the last thing you remember him being there for.
Did we bring Fabia with us?
Yeah, she was there. Yeah, she was there last
I
night.
mean, now.
Tonight, just now.
I don't know if we did. Maybe we did. I don't know. Not that it makes that much difference.
She's always there.
Anyway,
Let's
snacks.
say she's back at the quill.
Okay, snacks. Gavin, Errol, you hungry?
Oh, yeah, I'm hungry.
All right.
Oh man.
Street food. Let's go see if he
the harbor.
is
That's right.
at the harbour. Okay,
Cool.
we do that.
So you head down. You head down that main street, down the long kind of gradient down. There's a few people kind of setting up, blearily kind of setting out little market stalls, like food stalls and things, as you go down there. But the general, bustle of the harbour, ships offloading and things. I mean, to be fair, like the activity isn't coming so much from the ships now. That's all kind of it's all kind of settled down now for the winter, so it's really just stuff going on between warehouses and such. But you get down to the harbour, down to the that kind of promenade kind of bit. Ships bobbing around down there in the water. Yeah.
Okay, if I don't see any sign of him, then in fact, let me.
Give me a perception
I'll roll a
check, yeah.
perception just to see what I do see.
Yeah.
22.
22. Okay. You. Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. So you're not getting anything on your telepathy yet either. But you see that there's various ships and things floating about. Kind of off to the further out past the edge of the docks, the floating docks. You see this one barrel that's kind of bobbing along off on its own. It's got looks like a stick, like a spear maybe, sticking up, and looks like someone's shirt's been tied to the top of the spear, and it's kind of just bobbing along. But you recognize that as the shirt that Karthos was wearing.
That's fine. I can cast Water Walk. But I've been trying to use this spell for the whole campaign. I need to double check what it does.
I would hope it allows you to walk on water.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. I don't think it's an instant cast. Maybe it is. Water Walk. Cool. The spell grants the ability to move across any liquid surface, blah, blah, blah. Up to 10 willing creatures you can see within range gain this ability for the duration.
Wow, that's
so that'll be me, Errol, and 8 random passers-by.
People start running onto the sea.
I mean, they might not know.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and that lasts for an hour. So...
Cool. It must be really hard to walk on there.
How does this look, Soren?
I'm really very sure. I mean, the spell, when he casts a spell, he just holds up his shield and it sort of glows with some kind of magical light. And I think he just does that and then just steps out onto the sea.
So there's no magical effect or anything. You're literally just stepping onto the
sea. I don't really think. Yeah, I think he's just right. Okay, off we go.
Yeah. All right. And I
And
imagine
then
this is
you
something
you might not
probably-
realize.
Yeah, I would think you probably did this all the time, like back in the forest or whatever. It's like, why walk around this pond when I can just walk through it, kind of a thing, or whatever, right? But Errol would be very unaccustomed, and he'd
Errol,
probably
come on.
just like stick a foot out and test it. But I imagine it's kind of like walking onto a ship or something. Like he's kind of rocking back and forth a little bit and feels a little bit off kilter.
Yeah, it must be very strange.
You have to keep moving, or the waves will knock you over.
All right.
Keep moving. Keep moving.
All right. All right. All right. And I imagine Errol does fall over at one point. But
And you
yeah,
like you obviously get absolutely drenched in seawater, but you don't go down under the water. You just it's like falling in a huge puddle or something.
Yeah, I mean, if you fall in, that you just don't sink.
Yeah.
The spell carries if you're submerged in a liquid, the spell carries you to the surface at a rate of 50 feet per round. Sorry, 60 feet per round. So you probably like fall over and you like bounce up in the air.
Held off, yeah.
Stay on your feet.
Yeah. I like to imagine I'm like just stumbling around and like bouncing around and like having an awful time while you're just like calmly walking over to the barrel, and I eventually make it over.
And imagine like this Soren shouting and the Errol splashing around, so what maybe wakes Karthos up.
Yeah, and as Errol is like finally like stumbling to the barrel, he's like, Karthos, and he like grabs onto the barrel a little bit and like looks inside and sees you.
What? Arrow? What?
Oh,
Did I thump against the wall like, what?
oh my God! Thank Bessie. Oh.
Karthus, you drunken dullard. Errol, you're stronger than me, right? You want to pick him up?
Hey,
I
mean, can't we just like dump him out or something?
Because it's right.
I'm losing you, Atlee.
Oh, is this better?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're just away from the mic.
Yeah, a bit. I think you're just put both hands on the rim and kind of try to lift it up, and I guess you could grab onto my shirt and try to drag the barrel to shore. I don't know. He's just like,
He's like shirtless as well. Like he's not wearing a lot of clothes. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to lift the barrel, but I'm gonna roll a strength check to see how well I do.
Okay.
Wait, why do we need the barrel?
Just because he can't walk on water.
Well, it's just easier to carry than a man, you know?
Okay.
It's like pulling a boat. Yeah.
So that is 3 plus 2. Yeah, so I imagine I try to lift up the barrel.
I was going to say, can I use the help action to give you advantage?
Yeah. He's just about to like tip him out into the middle of this bay. See, you can roll again. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm like drunkenly like falling over and stuff, and I try to like lift the barrel to help Karthos, and it just like starts to tip over, and Soren catches it really well, and I guess we probably both drag him out.
March back.
Meanwhile, Karthos is kind of trying to catch up the close he can and try to slowly redress himself, trying as best as he can not to be inside the people at shore.
Like in the barrels, trying to.
Well, Errol, you thought he'd run away with the actress.
The last thing I remember are some angry sailors. I think they took my money.
Do you have
Took your
anything?
money?
Well, I think they only took my money. I have 5 jolts, so I still have a book.
Did they just leave you with 5 jots? Was it in your shoe?
I think it was. I think they actually let it slip in my underwear or something.
Oh,
Karthos. Oh my god.
we should have expected this.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose so.
Hey, better than a worm, right?
But
I
what?
don't know. You're the one that was inside the worm.
Better than a worm, then.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Were we going to do something today?
I wanted to go get those spider eggs or whatever, but I don't know if we're on the right foot.
Ah, it's fine. It's fine. We'll stop her on the way, right?
Yeah. Well, let's get some food.
Yeah,
And,
but
I'd be looking to the food stalls.
Cool.
Yeah. After I get the shore and with fully dressed this time, I fish out my 5 jolts and just ask what I can get for that.
And I'll stop you from doing that, and I'll pay for your food.
Yeah. Just for it's about yes, for the 3 of you, probably just 3 jots, just for something to eat on the
Yeah,
the way
just
back.
some warm fried meat of some sort or something.
Yeah, like fish skewers or something.
Yeah. Fish kebabs.
Fish kebabs. Yeah. With some bread and Yeah.
Yeah, we need some carbs.
and chili sauce.
yeah, Cala hot sauce. Yeah.
Alahads.
And caviar, naturally. We can't skip the caviar.
yeah. That'll be 3 talents for that.
Yeah.
3 talents each. Yeah.
Yeah, this is heavenly to Errol though. While he's eating this, even if it's not the best food, it feels like the best food.
Yeah. It's
Right.
okay. It's pretty good.
Come on then, we have a job to do.
Yeah. We had to talk
Yeah.
to some miner, the head miner or something like that.
You alright, Karthos? Are you ready to go?
Yeah,
Karthos is fine.
Yeah.
We'll give Karthos
He,
a
d- he
pat
does.
on the back.
He doesn't look fine, but like.
He never
Hold
looks fine.
Hold on. Then he goes to the heartburn and vomits in the sea. Then just looks back. I'm fine. I promise I'm fine.
Okay, he's fine. Right, he's fine. Minor, and I have written that down somewhere, but I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Actually, do any of you have some water?
Yeah, go on. I give him some water.
Hey. Yeah. Carlos just does not go for you. Then after a few moments says, thanks. And hands it back.
Right, so. Yeah, Ice Bite Mine Foreman, Kinwoo Crane. Right, so the Ice Bite Mines, those will be somewhere. Let's look at Roll20.
Yeah, so those are I mean,
East.
if you go and east, yeah, if you go and look, you make your way back up and go to the walls. And just a point as you kind of, if you make your way back over there, you've not really been on this side of the town sober. I'll bring Karthos over as well, actually, on the map. But yeah, there's some interesting things over here. So these 4 buildings that you guys are in amongst there. Wait, is that what that is? Yeah. So that's the headquarters of the Icebite Rangers. You see, it's fairly kind of quiet there at the minute. You know that the Rangers are guides and wilderness experts that help get people to and from, traveling through the iceberg plains. And I don't know if you heard this, but you probably would have picked this up. But anytime the miners are going out to the mines, they need a ranger to go with them. Usually, they basically as soon as you get out onto the plains, it's very it's literally a plain. There's nothing there, so it's very hard to navigate. So they help them get to the mines. The mines are far, far out. It's probably like trekking for like an hour out of the city to get to the mines. What else about the rangers? But yeah, that's that. I mean, the buildings kind of by the side. You kind of maybe climb up on the wall. You see behind you the buildings, like huge stables. One of them, the one that you're kind of closest to there, you hear like the yipping and barking of lots of dogs. And you've seen like sleds and stuff, maybe being repaired, elsewhere in the city. But you kind of get the idea that there's dogs that help get the people where they need to be across the plains.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, standing on this wall, you're kind of taken back a little bit to the Icebite Massacre theater production, and that's what that wall was. That's the last time that wall was intact. Really, it's never been repaired since, and in places it's just been absolutely destroyed. And it never really, that from that story that Kella never really got much of a chance to defend itself. Like the forces that were facing it, it turned into a rout, and the population had to flee the city. So there wasn't really much of a defense of the city itself. And so, you're just kind of remembering that as you see this, as you stand upon the wall, and look out across the plains, which looks like really peaceful, and flat. And you can't imagine the horror that was depicted from that show, playing out there.
I imagine for the first quite a way of the plains, there's just pieces of brick from the wall, just that have been flung by magic across the plain.
Yeah, you still see jagged chunks of
big old pieces of bricks and stone and
and the ice is trapped it, and it's never going to move, kind of thing. Yeah.
Right. Now, normally I would say I'll take the lead, but probably we should get a ranger to help us here.
Yeah, might not be a bad idea.
Next time I'll take. Once I know the way, be fine. But yeah, probably we should get some help. Go on, Errol.
All right. Errol would look for a ranger that could help.
Okay, so let's say you come down onto the to the streets again and head to those buildings. You kind of have a little look around. They don't seem particularly open to the public, but there's one door on one of the buildings that's got. You imagine this is their barracks and headquarters and such. So one of the doors has a sign over the top just saying Icebite Rangers. So you give that one a try. Opens up, and it's a comfortable lounge kind of area. Fire already in the burning in the hearth, and there's it's almost you're walking into a drying room for you see all sorts of different hide cloaks and clothes and boots and stuff hanging up to dry, and various racks and stuff. And there's a kind of a hallway that goes off to the far end.
No reception desk.
No, nobody there. You can see.
Do I hear anything?
Go perception.
It is a that is a 7.
Okay. Yeah, no, just the fire. Just the fire crackling. The wind, like you can see it kind of outside, but if you kind of all go in and close the door, then it's fairly quiet.
Hello? Errol would call out.
You wait a second, you don't get a response.
Man, this is uncomfortable.
I feel like I'm in somebody's
Uh,
living room.
Yeah.
I could shout louder.
I don't. What if they're like sleeping or something?
Yeah, I don't really want to, but there was nobody outside, was there, Craig?
No, nobody ever in this part of town milling around.
Errol would walk down the hallway and see if he can see any like signs or anything on doors or.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you come around and you see, you pass like was one like hall off to the side that's like a mess hall. Tables and chairs and such. And further along there's a kitchen kind of area. It's all kind of quiet. The kitchen, like you get a sense that it's like cold. It's not like it's been busy or anything like that. It seems like the mess hall's clean. There's no sign of like folk that's been there recently. You do soon come to like more like the hall kind of goes around another corner. There's like doors all along. I wouldn't have thought they would be numbered, but they're all like identical and spaced out that you'd maybe imagine this would be the actual sleeping quarters of maybe some rangers. Let me think. Yeah, I'll say that there's one. There's one like near the far end that's ajar, but the rest are closed. Are the other guys there as well? Are you guys with?
How far down the
or-
corridor is he? Like, I think I would have let him go a decent way before I decided to follow him, but then I would decide to follow him.
Yeah, you'd be kind of following behind. So as he's kind of reaching these doors, you're passing the mess hall, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do you want to make a perception check then?
Yeah.
I'll give Carthos. I'll give you one as well.
Oh, that's
Errol would-
26.
26.
Errol would be heading towards that open
I'm
door.
rolling high today.
Yeah.
Are we
Wasting all
rolling
good
for
rolls.
something?
Yeah.
Okay. 17.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say both of you hear, like, what would it sound like? It would sound like someone shivering and like teeth chattering. You'd think it would be coming from the door, the open door further along the corridor.
I guess I prowled to that direction.
Yeah, Errol's already heading to that door.
Yeah. Imagine like maybe even look back and signal that you've heard something. So you kind of as you come to the door, and like you come to the door, it's like it's open a little bit, but I mean you can see that it looks like a room inside. You can't make out much. It's dark in there.
I don't think Errol would have really noticed the chattering of teeth. He would just be like, "Oh, there's an open door," and kind of trudge through it and call out, "Hello."
What do you mean a star?
Like, is it proper dark? You can't see shit.
Yeah, it's just dark. It's not like not pitch black, but I mean there's no light sources. Well, maybe so there's like maybe a torch in the hall or something. But there's no lights on in the room itself.
Well, I have dark vision, thankfully.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Not a big deal. Yeah, you walk in. It's a small room. There's like simple things. There's like a wardrobe, desk, and bed. Would there be anything else? There's like maps and stuff on the wall, like they're like a bit kind of like complicated. Like imagine the planes, they've got like some weird navigation method that involves like wind or something like random that you have to kind of learn to navigate. Like kind of like charts and stuff like that. But there's on the bed, there's a figure. Looks like a young woman. In fact, let me see if I can show you what she looks like. And she's just like curled up on her bed, shivering.
I'm also there,
I've
right?
revealed- Yeah. You all kind of come round at this point. Yeah.
Okay. Is there like a fireplace in the room?
Yes, but it's currently dark.
Okay, yeah. So I light my tinderbox and I light the try and
Okay.
light the fire.
Let's say it's one of those small, like, like a wood burning stove, like a small stove kind of thing that's got a little chimney tube that goes up. And
Yeah. Is there wood in
okay.
it?
There's a few bits of wood on the side, yeah, that you can quickly make the fire up.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna pinch some wood and make the fire up.
But she's like unresponsive as you come in and say hello. She just continues to.
Can I do a medicine check on her? Like, I don't think Carthus is any good at it, but it seems like a kind of thing to do.
Yeah,
You know what? Actually, Sorin notices Karthos trying to like check up on her, and he gives Karthos the flint and tinder.
Okay, yeah.
And
Rules.
I'll do the medicine check.
Okay, fair enough. Carthus takes the flint and tinder and goes and tries to start the fire, and then,
19 on medicine, Craig.
Okay. I mean, she's facing away from you as you come in. There's like as you kind of go closer and start to come around to the front of her, there is you see that there's a small animal like huddled in her on her lap, and it looks like it's like a little white animal. It's like a mix between like a fox and a rabbit, and it's this little creature. It looks like it's been like when an animal's like dog's been like wet and it's like dried and it's kind of like it kind of looks like that. But it's kind of shivering as well, kind of tucked in against her. Her eyes are like you kind of come around and you see her eyes are like wide open and she's just kind of staring and like rocking and shivering. Medicine, you'd probably tell she's in shock and probably exhausted as well. But she's not like you don't get a sense that she's like possessed or anything like that. It's just
Hey, come on.
Yeah.
Are you okay, friend? We're here to
just
help.
kind of like continues rocking, shivering.
Come on, let's get you by the fire. And if she doesn't respond, I'm gonna like try and get her up.
Help her. Yeah.
Like I will try. Like I'll actively try to move her.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think Errol would help you with that if you're trying to actually like physically move her to the fire.
Like if she's like no and like tries to force me off her, I'm not gonna keep going. But
yeah,
I'm gonna like actively try and get her up.
Yeah, I think what she would do is as soon as you touch her, she would like kind of leap up and leap like back against the corner of the wall, just like as if she'd like only just noticed you there, and like her little creature as well would just kind of like leap up and like curl around her neck, but like her eyes still wide, like these like white, like see like all the whites of her eyes. And she's got like kind of long, kind of pale hair, and her clothes now, as you can see, like since you went to touch her, like it's like damp, kind of. She's still wearing like cold weather gear, like thick furs, but yeah, she's like completely like drenched. You see, like.
Do I need to do a separate medicine check for the animal? I want to know, like, is one of them in a better state than the other, or are they about the same?
Yeah, no, I'll roll that over and say they look the same. You'd imagine. I mean, it's maybe give me a nature check.
Oh, that's a natural one. I mean, there's
Okay.
no natural ones on skill checks, so 8, but...
Yeah. I mean,
You think it's a bear?
yeah.
With an 8, I think he's a bear.
You must kill it.
Get stuffed. With an 8, I know more than you probably would on average.
Yeah, no, it's you don't know what type of creature it is. And I mean, they seem to be friendly enough with its, with this girl.
Yeah.
I forgot to say as well, she's got like well, no, her hood's probably up, so you can't really tell. But
Yeah, okay.
she's
Soren would just be like, "You're freezing cold. We need to warm you up. It's okay. We're friendly. You're safe." And then he would cast Speak with Animals as an action, and say the same thing to the animal.
Okay.
Like, we're here to help. It's safe. We need to get you warmed up and dry you off.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, she's not responding. The animal kind of like perks up as you it straightens up on her shoulder as you speak to it.
Soren's
and
like,
it's like
I don't know what sort of sound this animal makes.
That's what I was imagining, though.
Yeah.
Like
That
a
sounds about
chipmunk.
right. Yeah. Yeah, no, it says it basically says like they're all gone. They're all gone. They're all gone. Everyone.
Okay.
And Errol, not being able to understand it at all, would say, "Hey, Sora," and ask about its family lineage.
He says they're all gone, Errol. Okay, all right, friend. We can help, but we need you to warm up now.
She needs to warm up. I'll try and speak to her. And then he kind of like runs around like across her chest and up on and nuzzles her ear. And you see like her expression kind of like soften a little, and she relaxes. And she kind of like carefully like edges along the wall, and just like edges along the wall and like slides down the wall to sit kind of near to where the fire is now. And like she's kind of like reluctant to begin with, but she, after a little while, she soon like starts to kind of turn towards it and warm her hands.
And in the first instance, I like sit cross-legged the other side of the fire, just facing her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Errol would sit down too and maybe start munching on something.
Do you need food?
Yeah.
Are you hungry?
You see, like her like lips are starting to move now, and she's just you take you like a little while to hear what she's saying, and she's just like kind of like still rocking. She just says, "They're all gone. They're all gone. They're all gone." The animal looks interested in food though. It's kind of like picks up and kind of takes a couple of steps like across towards you.
I mean, I can give the animal some small amount of rations.
Yeah.
Yeah, Errol would already be eating some rations, so I think he might toss like just a piece of like nuts or dried berries or something towards the animal.
Some of your fish skewer, your fish kebabs.
Yeah.
And
I think I think Carthage.
No, Errol finished the fish kebab a long time ago.
I think Carthage would be sitting down and kind of dramatically hunching down his head, trying to hide that he's kind of low key trying to get a small nap going.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so Soren's gonna talk to the animal then. Just be like, your friend needs some time She says they're all gone. Do you know who's all gone?
It kind of like takes another couple of steps. It says, the Rangers. They're all gone. They're all gone. She's the last one. And then he's kind of like watching her.
Do you know where they went?
He like nods.
Are they in danger now?
And like it hesitates. I don't think so.
Okay. Are you in danger now?
It shakes its head. So just says, just cold.
Okay, that's fine. We'll warm you up. You'll need to stay here for some time. You've got very cold.
So cold. And he kind of like snuggles back up to her.
Okay. Okay. What's your name, friend?
I knew this was going to come up, and I was not prepared. You can tell me, Soren, what this creature's name is.
He's called Jeremy.
Jeremy, perfect. Perfect, of course he is. Jeremy. Okay. Add that to my notes. He says he's called Jeremy.
Okay. Can you tell me where the Rangers went, Jeremy? I give him some more food.
Yeah, he kind of scampers over and grabs it. Kind of like a strange little, like, careful like a fox, but like also kind of jumpy like a rabbit. You can imagine that. He comes like comes over and like stretches out and rests a head on her lap, facing you guys. He says, we were out on a patrol. We all went. There'd been some of the miners had said they'd seen things at Arctop. They wanted us to check it out. I think we needed to. I don't know why we all needed to be there. We didn't all need to be there. And then he kind of goes quiet for a little bit. He says, "We're coming back this morning. Just crossing the ice bite like we've done so many times. There was a wind. This wind. It was full of noises and terrible noises that I don't know. We were ahead of the others, me and Frisio. The ice disappeared beneath us. It turned into a sea of water and ice and water, and Frisio managed to grab onto the edge and climb out, and we managed to get to safety, and we turned round. The ice was solid again. And they were all gone.
But you think they're safe?
And like shakes his head.
No. Is there any sense in us going and looking for them before you're better?
Frisio searched. It took me an hour to convince her to come back. We knew that she was wet. She wouldn't be able to survive if she stayed out there. She searched. You can like look and see her like fingernails are like worn away and like maybe her fingertips a bit bloody.
Yeah. I relay all of this to Owl and Karthos.
Cover's not.
Errol would take one last bite of his field ration, and then tidy it up and put it away.
Soren takes another swig of Vimto. We're not going to find these people without a ranger, are we? I mean, you know, I'm okay in the country. I haven't been here before, though. So I wouldn't know where to start. I mean, I have a spell that might be useful, but it isn't all that good.
Well, don't look at me.
Okay. Because this girl's not going to be ready to go until tonight. I'm telling you that. Maybe tomorrow morning.
Is there a chance we can? Go ahead.
All the rangers are missing. That leaves pretty much nobody out there. That leaves pretty much nobody here that can go after them, I would guess.
Is it possible we could go for the spy tonight, then return third in the morning and go with her to search for the rangers? Or is it just too hard to find?
Go where tonight? Sorry, Karthos.
The spiders.
I mean,
I'm more
they're
worried
an
about the
hour away.
rangers than the spiders.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, could you theoretically go there tonight while she's resting up, then return when she's more ready and go at the rangers? Because I think we're all agreed we're not going at the rangers now because he's not ready for it.
Well, can you see Arctop from the Colour walls, Greg?
No.
Not at all. No, like,
No.
you can just see flat.
Yeah. I mean, you know. Yeah. In fact, I'd maybe even say you're surprised to see it so flat because obviously there used to be a lot more out there before the massacre. You know, when back then when everything got part of that battle was everything, the ice turning to water and stuff sinking down. You know, the settlements and stuff that got like dropped down below the ice and all that stuff. So like there was more out there, but now it's kind of like it's large near Kala. It's mostly flat. You think you could see some like bits that like resembled jagged peaks and stuff further out, but you know that Arctop was quite prominent shape in the horizon. You remember, well, at least from the show. But you certainly
So I
didn't see
mean,
it.
I know Arctop is east of here from the show. Like, what I would basically say to the guys is, I can find our way back. I'm not gonna get lost. Soren, whether it's true or not, Soren feels confident he's not gonna get lost. Like Soren's like never been lost in his life, so he would be like, yeah, I'm not gonna get us lost. Is it worth us going and having a look? Or do we try and alert some authorities? I don't think anyone else is going to go, though.
I mean, you would know probably that the other people that like have any kind of business out there would be the miners. Obviously they make that journey a lot. There aren't any mines anywhere else. You know, all the mines are out on the
Yeah.
plains. So, but I mean, as far as you know, they don't make the journey really without, unless they really have to, without the who do you we'll call it, the rangers.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. So okay. So I would also bring that up then. So we could go now. I think I could find our way back, but I don't know where I'm going. We could see if the miners would point us in the right direction in exchange for I might be able to help them get across the plains. Or we can wait till this girl's better. What was her name again? Not Sybil.
it was Frisio.
Frisio. Yeah.
Her picture's just off to the left.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
she's
got it
she's
up.
the tiefling.
Yeah.
Is this the first tiefling we've seen?
It might be.
So yeah.
I mean, you're from a city, right? So you'd have seen
Well, yeah,
one
yeah.
before.
I'm sure Errol's
Yeah, but
seen tieflings, but in our adventures, I don't think we've seen.
Soren probably hasn't seen a tiefling before, but
Yeah, I mean, her features aren't. I mean, does she have a tail? That would have been quite obvious. I don't think she does, but it's just. I mean, the tiefling side is not very. I mean, she's got all her.
She's got horns.
She's got one, yeah, but she's got her big hood up.
Oh, she's only got one horn.
She's got one horn, yeah, and it's hidden at the minute, so I don't think it would be too obvious. I mean, there's probably something in her features that you're like, what are you? What race? Like some kind of like half elf, or but then you're half elf. Half orc.
I think
yeah.
like Soren would definitely have noticed, but he's not fussed.
Yeah.
He's probably never met a tiefling before, but he's like, apparently some people have horns.
Yeah.
What does anybody have any opinions? I kind of want to go, but I think I'm being silly and impulsive.
Well, I don't mind going, but I'm just asking, do we have any idea what we're going into? Like, are we going to? Is the track we're heading towards hopefully going to be 2 days, 3 days? Because I'm not sure how long we could survive out there on our own.
They said it was yesterday they went, right? Is that what Jeremy said?
Yeah, they returned. They were returning this morning.
And they went out yesterday morning.
He didn't say, but if you ask him, he says that they. Yeah, they left. When would it have been? They left the. Yeah, like the morning before. So they were away kind of 24 hours. There was a 24-hour trip. Let's say.
Out of curiosity, would we remember any of the weather that was going on?
Any of the what's?
Weather.
Weather, yeah. I'm just wondering if we would be able to still find the tracks.
Oh, I mean it's very windy. It's always very windy.
Okay, so probably not.
You could give it a go. I mean, obviously snow's not Soren's favorite terrain, but you know he knows what he's looking for.
I don't have a favorite terrain. I'm not a ranger.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know what I mean. Flavor.
I'm good. I think I want to have a look. I want to go and see if I see any. I'm not like hopeful.
Okay.
Yeah. I think.
would say
Karthos,
it's
can
what-
you stay here?
Sorry, what did you say?
Karthos, can you stay here? Make sure Frisia's okay. Okay. Don't let her try and leave.
All right, I'll stay here. Try to. Yeah, I'll stay here.
If she tries to leave, cast hold person. Okay.
I don't have whole person.
Useless. What are you even for? Just
What's your tongue, or I'll take get in your mind for all your childhood memories.
Okay. If she tries to leave, she's probably weak from the cold. Okay, so just don't let her leave. Okay.
All right.
Owl, you'll come with me,
Alright.
right? Or do you want to stay?
I'll come with you.
Okay, I'm just gonna go and have a general look. Like, I don't know where I would go. Like, if there's a gate in the wall nearby, and I would just
There's
have
a
a
gate.
look to see what tracks I can find.
Yeah, there's like a main gate. There's a couple of town guards standing guard inside the gate. The gates are closed. It's kind of been. It's not like snow on the ground so much, but it's certainly out on the plains. It becomes ice and snow quick.
Yeah, and I would just say to the guards, like, there's some rangers missing. I'm trying to I'm trying to investigate. Am I alright to go out?
They kind of looked at each other and said, "Yeah, we saw Frecio coming back. Is she okay?"
She'll be alright, but
Okay.
not sure about the others.
Okay. Um, yes.
I think there's water in your flask.
No, he says, yeah, I mean, we did think it was kind of strange. We were going to report it in at the end of our shift, but yeah, feel free. And they like kind of opened up the doors.
Okay, and yeah, I'm gonna like look for tracks or anything I can see.
Yeah, go for a survival then.
Yeah.
Have a look around. Well,
Y-
actually, I think it technically they do perception and then survival to figure out stuff about the tracks. So use perception
Okay.
to see the tracks.
My perception is a 10. Is not the best.
10, yeah, no, I mean, there's not been a lot of foot passage out and in. You here and there, you maybe pick out footprints from Frecio, but like as you kind of like start to like look out further, it just kind of winds like blowing across it, and it looks like it'd be difficult. Not impossible, but I mean, it's one of those ones where you'd have to like go and have a look around. It'd take you a long time to start to follow that.
Yeah, nothing. I don't think it's worth our all. We should see if those guards know anyone that might be useful. I guess.
Yeah. Sounds
The
good
other
to
thing
me.
just worth mentioning is that Two Tap said the crypt was, it'd take.
I thought you said an hour.
I think it was a day. I think it was a day trip.
Oh.
So if you left, went there, did what you need to do, and came back, it'd be 24 hours.
Let's yeah. Could you have a word with the guards? See if you know anyone who might. If they might know anyone who might be helpful.
Yeah, and Errol would walk up to one of the guards that the one that spoke earlier and say, is there like a central authority or something for the Rangers? We were talking to Frischio and she said something about them all being gone. I mean, do they have someone that stays here in Kala or anyone we could contact?
He says, yeah, I mean, they are usually, I mean, they don't keep a hierarchy as such. You're a ranger or not. They are represented by Kisef on the council. He's retired though. Kisef. Yep. He is retired though, so I mean, he technically is their boss, kind of. And they like look at each other and like, I don't really know.
You know where we can find him?
Yeah, I mean, he'd probably be in the place where it is called just the council buildings to the north, the Cala Council. I mean, speak to them. I mean, Kinbrew Crane, from the minor foreman. I mean, they usually have the most kind of dealings with the rangers, day to day, you may be able to help. We'll certainly check in at. I mean, we will report in at the barracks on the end of our shift. It's coming up in an hour or so, and we can pass the message on. That will find its way to Keysef and the council. I mean, is there an urgency here? What?
We think there might be.
Okay. Well, let me go and speak to. Let me go and check in at the barracks, and they kind of discuss amongst themselves that one of them's going to run off. He'll be back soon, and they just leave one guard at the gate. The other one starts off towards the the north jog.
Yeah, I think Errol would head back to the the ranger house, just to kind of update Karthos.
Yeah, ditto.
And Errol would kind of walk in and just tell him about Keysef and the council and stuff like that. And then maybe even try to reassuringly tell Frisio, we're gonna get Keysef. We'll figure this out.
Okay. You come back in and you see the Jeremy's kind of licking something off the floor.
Gross. Has Karthos been giving the animal whiskey?
He's cracked open that bottle of scorpion whiskey.
No, not for the fucking animal. I'd be so pissed.
I forgot we have the scorpion whiskey, and I spoke to the scorpion, didn't I? And it was just chilling. It was like, yeah, I'm having a great time.
Having a good time.
It turns out I'm in whiskey. It seems grand.
Yeah. That's right. I forgot about that. She kind of turns towards you. She's after warmed up a little bit, and just kind of shivering, still shivering, but she just kind of nods at when you say Keysef. She's just nods to you. That's a good idea.
Shall I wait outside? If the guard comes back. You're gonna be alright, for sure. You're gonna be alright when you're warmed up. We'll find them, okay?
Yeah.
You'll look after her, won't you, Jeremy?
Jeremy, he does a kind of a lap around her, over her legs, and he says, "Yeah, we'll be okay."
Good boy. And I'm gonna go wait outside for the guard to come back.
Cool. Okay.
And I think there'll be a few minutes that pass, and Errol just kind of sitting there awkwardly with Karthos and Frisio and Jeremy, and he'll ask Frisio, "Do you know how to play Goblin's Pokey?"
She kind of looks up confused, and shakes her head.
Never mind. Just kind of drums his finger on the ground.
So what does everybody think about the snow?
Yeah, a bit windy out there, eh?
I leave you to roleplay by yourself. Oh. And again, I left two nerdy university students in a room with a woman.
Yeah. No, I imagine Errol might bend over and be like, "What is Jeremy looking up?" And he'll sniff it and be like, "Oh man, can I have some of that?" Try this. I know
Uh,
this is you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. And hands you the flask.
And Errol will take a swig, and he's just like, it's like probably some really strong, awful alcohol, but Errol's just so strong faced and used to it at this point. He just takes it down easily, stares into the fire, make sure it's full at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carson is like a small sip of sound and like, well, this is not how I imagine spending my university years.
After a little while, she seems interested in having a drink as well. She kind of perks up a bit.
Oh, this will warm her up.
Yeah, I had her a flask.
Yeah, like after she like takes a drink, you take a look, and she looks really like kind of young. She's probably like mid-teens.
Oh god.
But she when she drinks, she doesn't seem like too put out by it. But
Would it be so funny if suddenly we get arrested for giving alcohol to a minor?
I'm not sure such laws exist in Kala.
Yeah, I'm sure they're
probably
worried about other
not.
things in Kala.
There's a law against giving alcohol above 40% to children under 2.
yeah, alcohol or magic potions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say well, potentially take a break here. But how late? I think Peter, you said you needed to be not too late. What were you thinking?
I'm alright. Like, yeah. So long as we don't go past midnight, it'll be alright, but preferably before that.
Yeah, I was thinking 11. Like, say if we do a break till 10.
Yeah, 11-ish would be chill.
Cool.
Yeah.
All good for that?
All right, cool.
Right, so let's meet back here at 10.
Okay.
Cool.
I'll do it a bit.
Cool.
Someone just introduced me. Have you heard of the RPG game Microscope?
Yeah.
No, what's that about?
There's evidently this I guess I'll post it into the general chat, but someone just sent me this. It's like an online way to do it. Seems kind of interesting. I haven't tried it yet, but I just thought
Cool.
I'd share it.
I think that's I heard about that through Absolute Tabletop, Roll Up and Die. Probably one
Roll
of
Up
their,
and Die is such a great. Oh man, it's my favorite podcast
it's probably one of mine.
ever.
I was listening to
It's
it like not too long ago. It's just
it makes me cry laugh. Like it just
yeah,
I laugh so hard at some of their bits. It's so good.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. I wish they were more consistent with it. Yeah.
Hmm.
I at least wish it was on Spotify or something so I could share it easily. You know, I have the stupid Podbean app or whatever because that's like where they have it on, or you go to their website or whatever.
Yeah, it's not great. And I don't even know if they keep up with it anymore these days. But
Yeah, I don't think they do.
it's a shame. It's a great podcast. Great podcast.
Yeah, I wish it got more popular because I thought it was hilarious. Like I share it with all of my tabletop RPG friends and stuff because
Yeah.
I think it's great.
I think like anyone that's like plays 5e should know about Absolute Tabletop generally. Just the stuff like yeah.
Just the sort of psyche of it and stuff
Yeah.
is
and it
it's
fits so
better
well with
than
5e. Like yeah.
yeah exactly. It's better than watching like Matt Click and like expecting D&D to be, you know,
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
They have a good handle, a good, you know, philosophy on D&D.
Makes it so simple. You know, makes it. But yeah, microscope's like it's like well, it's not really world building even. It's like it's like story, like timeline building, like story building, world
Yeah,
building,
it's
universe building.
interesting.
Like it could be, I think you like collaboratively build like a timeline, a setting, and then you can like jump in and role play like a scene to like flesh out a bit,
Yep.
and then
Yeah.
that sort of thing. I mean, it sounds
Pretty cool.
great. I've never seen it being played though, so I don't really.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I've never actually seen it.
Oh,
Got some good recommendations.
I played it with my my girlfriend. I know they did an episode of it on Roll Up and Die, so you could listen to that.
If it's on Roll Up and Die, I probably have heard that one then. Yeah.
They did like a space campaign or something, and it was really fun to listen to.
It rings a bell now. Yeah. So this is like an online. It's like forum based, is it? Or
Oh, this I don't think so. I think it's just you can get a group of friends or something to do it all. But
cool.
when I do it in person, you know, we take these flashcards out and stuff, and we just kind of lay them out on a table and, you know, kind of develop a world and stuff. It gets you really excited about that world, you know. So
Yeah.
it's a good place to like start a campaign or something with
Cool.
friends or something, you know.
Yeah.
But, all right.
Can you do it for like well, I mean, I'm always looking because this saying is like, I know like general things about a lot of parts, but I haven't really like dug down into the detail of a lot of it.
So
like,
to put it simply, I mean, I kind of wrote a little it's almost like it's like you zoom in and out of of the depth on a timeline, and you basically like take turns adding events, scenes, and periods in between two periods of history in like a universe. And so at the beginning you kind of like set rules out, like, you know, okay, it's gonna be sci-fi, but I don't want aliens, for instance, or you know, so you agree on like a set of rules, and then you kind of go in and you make this universe where everyone's taking turns and they can do pretty much whatever they want within those rules. So they could expand on a period or an event or something like that, add a new event, or they could like start a new period of time, you know. So it's really fun. It's really
just wondering if
interesting.
you can do it like, because you say you start with like huge scale. I wonder if you can just start with,
you can like, do it tiny, like if you want you could have it be like the starting period is like, you know, Dr. Foster buys the veterinarian clinic, and then the ending event is like Dr. Foster sells the veterinarian clinic
Yeah.
or something, and then
And
you
just figure
you
out.
just
Yeah.
expand and zoom in and within that kind of frame
Cool.
or something. So yeah, it can be as big as or small as you want.
I might look into that. That'd be cool. I mean, I play like other than this, my only outlet for gaming is on Play by Post, and I feel like that might be a good.
That sounds yeah, I think it's a really good play by post kind of game.
Cool.
Winner,
All right.
Most Innovative New Product, Gaming Genius Awards 2011. Finalist, RPG Game of the Year, Golden Geek Awards 2011-2012. Obviously decent.
Yep. Is it like one of those games where it's like this? Is it like a book, or is it
Yeah, you
more
can buy a
like?
book. I bought a book. It's
Cool.
but I think you get the PDF or something. It's on Drive Through RPG. I'm pretty sure.
PDF's $10. I've just looked it up.
Cool. All right. That's even something we could do. I mean, that'd be cool.
That would be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, be down.
It'd be cool, like to do some of the suppression kind of era stuff.
You
where
could
we
do that, yeah.
Yeah, figure out all that kind of detail. And got ideas, but again, like it'd be cool to like have stuff fleshed out that could then come up again in real time.
Yeah, no, it's really great for like fleshing things out. I don't know how it worked. Like it inspires you to like come up with all these ideas and like world build and stuff with people. So it's great. It's a great tool.
Cool. Just briefly, I'm not going to dwell on it too much, but I'm like been writing another kind of campaign kind of thing for this world. It's basically a rip-off of a TV show, but I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's Netflix. It's called Kingdom.
Oh, is that the Korean one?
The Korean one, yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, similar here.
It's I really
It's like Korean Game of Thrones or something, right? Is that how people describe it?
A little bit. But it's basically, well, not so much. I mean, it's basically zombie apocalypse.
Right.
In like, yeah, Korea. And yeah, just really cool. I just like, there's lots of things about it. There's like, oh, this makes such a great like D&D campaign. So kind of been like looking at that, but it's set like, I've got somewhere like in the world for it to be set.
Yeah, in my own homebrew world, I have my zombie area.
Yeah.
My homebrew world's like a desert, but like zombies just crawl out of the sand sometimes.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, I'm not far with anything like that myself, but I think I want Becky pick me to take that place.
Yeah, I mean, well, I was gonna like just write it out and see how it ends up, but I mean, it might just be the sort of thing I end up, at least starting on Play by Post and see, how maybe iron out some of the kinks and stuff. But yeah, it'd be nice to run another, if I find I've got the time to do another face-to-face kind of game. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, boy.
I think probably instead of doing that, I'd rather just step up the pace of this one, and try and do like a more regular, if not monthly, like then fortnightly or something.
You step up the Specific Decades. The 5 dragons ask you for help.
Yeah, it's just like this has obviously been going on for a long time. I've started to realize like I need to like step it up a bit and start like I need things to start falling into place a bit, in terms of the overall. We can't just keep going forever, just like like this very subtle like thing that might be relevant, and like so I'm starting to like it's just I'm not like shoehorning stuff in, but I'm like starting to just like, oh well, that location could just be that location, and just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the phase of the game that can be a slow burn, I think. Like stuff needs to happen in like level 1 to 4, but it's sort of like 5 to 15 honestly can be quite,
yeah,
you can take it slower, I think.
Yeah. So for the issue for me is that like maybe it's just because I really am bad at keeping notes and don't really have memory if I don't keep notes. But I get the big lost sometimes in regards to what happened in the past. Like, oh, this paladin actually came out. Who?
Yeah, that's it. There's so much information from so long ago. Um, I'm not sure how best to like. Obviously, we can recap each session, but like, don't know how best to like say, "Oh, remember this thing," without making it really obvious which things were important and which ones weren't. Or like, oh, remember that? That might come up this session, and then like, oh, something happens, and you know immediately that it links to it. But I'm kind of coming around to the idea that otherwise, I've got to do something like that. Otherwise, it'll just never come together. So
Yeah, I mean, I think if we were playing weekly, you could just assume we remembered things. But because sometimes it's like months
yeah,
and we don't play, so yeah, like we started this game in what 2015, something like.
it was 20, I think it was 2016.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
It's at least
Yeah.
I remember going to Finland and back.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like only 29 sessions over, well, yeah, 5 years. That seems
Yeah.
that seems insane. How are we so slow?
Well, I mean, hopefully I'll get back to Europe sooner rather than later, and we can start picking up games. I mean, scheduling's a part of the issue. It's just
Yeah.
like right now it just turned 5 p.m. for me, and usually I'm working until 4 or 5 every day, so it's hard to find a day that works for all of us.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm like just really like glad that we've still keeping going.
Yeah, me
with
too.
with Tom like as well, like Tom like being able to just play with people from all over the world is amazing, and then Tom moving to Japan is just like, oh come on, you're like the only place where we just cannot make it work.
Right, yeah.
I was worried then, but I think we've done really well to
Mhm.
keep it going, and obviously I still hold out hope that you'll come back. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just glad we can still do it. As long as we're all still having fun when we're doing it, then we'll keep going.
Yeah. I mean, I would kind of, since this is such a long campaign, and I think we've all grown up a lot, in terms of tabletop RPGs since the beginning of it. I wouldn't mind doing something like a new session 0 where we kind of talk about where we want to take the campaign, and kind of do an overview or something of where we're at right now, and then kind of like figure out
Yeah, that might
maybe
be interesting.
change it up or something a little bit.
Yeah.
Just kind of like get a refresh, and inject some new
I feel
blood
like
into
I've
the
lost
campaign.
track of my own characterization. Like I
Right,
feel like
yeah,
I've
no,
forgotten who Soren is, or like
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just
I
it
know I'm
becomes something
definitely
else. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, tend to think of it as Carthus as well. Like, the only really constant focus I managed to keep within it is that he's a bit of a drunkard.
Oh yeah.
Like, he
Yeah.
has all the characters beat to him, but it's hard to explore them like this.
Yeah.
I really like the game, so I wouldn't want to make new characters or anything, but I wouldn't mind doing a new session 0 where we kind of maybe like reinvent the characters, as if it's a new season or something.
That's
Just
quite a
like
cool idea,
looking.
honestly.
That's a great idea. I mean, I hadn't considered that at all, but it would really help to like align everything. And I can obviously do a bit of like, story recap in terms of like, this is what.
Yeah, that'd be really neat. Previously on The
Yeah,
Forgotten and the Found.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Craig's Lost and Found Society.
But yeah, I think like that'd be really cool. And then you guys can examine your characters again.
Yeah, just think about our goals and
what they
stuff
want
like
and
that.
what they're doing. Yeah.
Especially now that we know the world a lot better than originally.
So
We'd
do I.
be able to reframe it a little bit better.
Yeah. Well, we've all kind of discovered a lot
Oh,
about it.
dude, the first session was so good. It was so absurd. I remember being like, wait, I thought this guy had never DM'd before. What the hell is like? There's like started and there was a fire and we were like saving babies from burning buildings and it was like I feel like such a hero.
Yeah, I'll never forget that.
That was a really explosive
That was so
start.
good.
I remember that.
And Soren died.
Yep. Yeah, divine intervention.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah,
Like
no, I remember
the reason Soren has a brother is that I was like I might need a new character.
Yeah. I can't yeah. He must have been down hit points or something, and then just
No,
got
he was
that
full.
awful
He was
crit.
full. He had a max hit point of 9, and the guy hit him for like 22.
Of course, yeah, first level.
Yes.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
I'm glad you allowed him to keep Soren though.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking, like, could I not have done? I probably did. I don't know if I said this at the time, but I probably could. I don't know why I was thinking about this the other day. But I was thinking, could I not have just done non-lethal, like declared it non-lethal?
Maybe, yeah.
and
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
could have done, but
I love Matt Click's, fun Trump story, Trump
Yeah,
rules,
yeah.
and it's just like that would be so lame to just have your character die instantly and then like, all right, I know it's the first session and you've only played him for 30 minutes, but go
yeah.
ahead and reroll and
If
create a new whole character.
if and when we do meet Lim, I have already decided he's a battle master fighter, so
Cool. You've got him already drawn up.
I don't have a character sheet or any shit. I don't know what level he
just
would
a
be,
concept.
but yeah.
Cool. Okay. Good. No, well, I'm glad we're still going. I mean, it's yeah. Hopefully that there's different like arcs, and we're on a kind of new one now in Kala.
Yep.
Hopefully things will like start to tie in together and make sense. Hopefully, we'll see.
Let's go find some rangers.
Let's say by the end of this arc, I hope that it will be. I'm going to say this a big announcement, but I think it'll be clear what you're trying
To deal
what-
with.
What the campaign
What's
arc
happening.
is.
Yeah, like what the enemy is trying to do effectively,
Okay.
and therefore what you need to try and do to stop it, if you want to stop it. So that's what I'm going to say. By the end of this arc, I might take a few sessions, but we'll see.
I'm gonna join an evil organization and hope that you don't tell me to roll a new character and just split the campaign in two.
Yeah, yeah.
Soren, of everyone in the party is yours as an evil organization. No one sees it coming.
Yeah. I mean, well, Errol and Carthos are like halfway there. You surely have got to admit that they're well on that alignment journey.
I don't know if they're good, but they're nice.
Yeah, yeah,
That's kind of yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Fair.
I always used to say lawful good doesn't mean lawful nice, but this is like yeah, chaotic nice doesn't mean chaotic good.
It's so hard to like play a character that's like kind of an asshole because when I see like a shivering woman dying of hypothermia, just like I can't make a character not care about that,
I played a character in a friend's campaign that was like a schoolyard bully, and some of the he was like a noble, and he was like he was super racist and like nasty and shit like that, and some of my friends in this group had not played D&D before, and they were like really cross with me. They were like, I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you said this to that person. I was like, dude, like,
it's not
my character was called Sir Baxter, and I was like, he's not nice. You're not supposed to like him. He's supposed to go on a redemption arc over the next, 3 months.
15 levels. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Usually I get around that. I try to have something like that character cares about the reputation. Like I've had a local evil paladin that acted all nice and proper for the everyone, but as soon as he gets an inch of power, things go down.
Yeah. No, I wasn't evil. I was lawful neutral, but it was like lawful wanker.
Yeah.
Lawful wanker. That's interesting that you went with lawful. I would think more of like a chaotic neutral kind of. When I think of a wanker, like a British bully.
Yeah.
I think of someone that's just.
Yeah, lawful is more like twit. Or no.
No. It's more like
Was he like the boss of the bullies?
Somebody who might get you on a technicality and lock you in his dad's dungeon.
Yeah.
Daddy will not be pleased to hear about this.
Okay, so let's continue.
Yes.
Let's go. You guys are in the Rangers HQ. And yeah, after a while, I mean, Soren, you're kind of checking out outside. After a while, one of the guys returns. He says, "I've informed. I've sent word to Kisef. I've been told to ask you to just wait here, and then Kisef himself is going to come along."
Okay. Well, we're in um the room with the open door along the corridor when he comes.
Understood. I'll be outside if you need anything.
All right, and I'll just go in.
Yep. They're all bored in there. She seems to like have perked up a bit, but she's.
How's everybody feeling? You well?
She says, cold.
Yeah, I know. And it's going to take you a long time to warm up, and I'm sorry. So, we will get you there. It's fresh here, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. She's like just kind of like, who are you? Who are you all?
My name's Soren. And it's a long story who I am. This is Errol, and this is Karthos. They're students from the academy. And I know that they're a bit difficult with new people, but they're very nice.
What do you mean? We gave her.
Alcohol.
You gave her whiskey, yeah, okay. That I mean,
Yeah,
that
it warms you up.
that
You
sometimes
should know
works.
this.
That sometimes works. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, they are very nice, and they've been helping with some big important goings on, and yeah, we actually just came here looking to get some help going out onto the plains, but found it deserted. So we don't know any more. I mean, we know less than you, but we'll help. I'm pretty good with the outdoors. These guys are. If something goes down, there's nobody better than these guys. There's nobody better than these two. Okay, so I know it's a stressful situation, but you're in good hands.
She like looks between you, the three of you. Says thanks. Thanks to Soren, and she kind of gathers up Jeremy and just kind of holds him close. Yeah. So after a while, you hear folk coming. You see an old guy in a big kind of fur-lined cloak. I've revealed a few images on the Roll20. So he's just below Fricio. This little guy comes in. He's short for. I mean, he looks human. He's probably only just under 5 feet. He kind of hobbles in with a big kind of stick, and he kind of like just kind of glances at you guys, but kind of heads over to Fricio, kind of kneels down in front of her, kind of takes her chin, kind of looks her over. They like speak briefly. He basically just says like, are you injured? Are you hurt? And she kind of like just shakes her head. And he says, okay, well, you need to get out of that wet clothes. He says, do you need help with that? Are you okay? And she says, I can manage. And she says, he says, good. Meet us in the mess hall. And he kind of just starts walking out. He says, you three, come with me, please.
Yeah, and I follow him. Are you Master Kisef?
He's like walking down the corridor, like his staff kind of clanking on the wood. He says, yeah, Kisef. Used to be captain of these lot. I don't know I don't know what the hell's happened. There's I've heard they're missing. We need to see what Fricio's got to say. I've gathered uh, Edwin and Kinru as well. So just so we can all figure out what's going on here. And
I've,
kind of
I was just gonna say I've looked her over. She's gonna be all right. She'll be fine by the morning, maybe tonight.
he like stands like at the entrance to the mess hall and kind of like ushers you guys in and just kind of says like, thanks for that. And then as kind of Carthos and Arrow pass, he's like, I've heard talk about you guys.
Yeah, last night was a crazy night. I made like 120 talents.
I wish I could say the same.
You play Goblin Pokey?
I'm honestly not sure. But a couple of scratches his head.
As you kind of discussing this as you walk in, and there's another two guys in there, both older kind of guys. Their pictures are over to the kind of right hand side of the pictures. Edwin Slate, he introduces himself. He's the kind of an old kind of grizzled guy. He's got kind of two long swords strapped to his back. He's very kind of serious looking and just kind of like yeah, he's just what is he? He's kind of like quiet. He doesn't like raise his voice. You know, when he introduces himself, he's not like super like authoritative, but he's got this like calm like presence that you kind of get the sense that he's like a very kind of wise kind of figure. And yeah, just introduced himself. He's captain of the guard, and the other guy is kind of like standing with his arms crossed at the back of the room. He gets introduced by Edwin as Kinru Crane, the ice farm, like the foreman for the mines. He just kind of like looks like he's been a miner for all those days, and he's kind of got to the point where he's probably no longer fit to do that work. So he's like really like weathered and aged face. There's probably some scars on there from the kind of risks of the job. But yeah, he's not much of a talk about. Looks like he's just kind of he's yeah, no, yeah, no, he's not much to say on the matter. So they after a little while, Fricio comes in. I mean, well, let's not skip to that yet. So yeah, they introduce themselves.
Yeah, I like to imagine when Errol was coming in, he was kind of like, talking about his gambling and stuff. But when he notices like these two grizzled old men who look very serious, Errol's demeanor would quickly change, and he just kind of like be like, "Okay, what's going on?"
And Sorin sort of noticing Errol go quiet. Sorin sort of takes over. I'm Sorin Thalia, Everbloom of the what was the wood called?
Silver Spine Forest.
Yeah.
Silver Spine Wood.
Yeah, of the Silver Spine Hills. This is Arol and Karthos from the not the Academy. What's it called?
Innovatorium.
From the Innovatorium. We came across Fricio while we were on another errand.
Keith, well, actually, Edwin would say, what errand was that? What were you?
We were actually looking for Master Crane. We were asked by
Two tap.
two tap, yeah, two tap to find some egg sacs to kill some children. I think I only heard the short version, but anyhow, we came across the girl while we were looking for somebody who might be able to show us the way, and
Yeah. Edwin kind of looks to Kinwu, who he kind of like he's kind of like nodding. He says, "Yeah, we had some issue out there a little while back. Two Tap said he was gonna see if he could find someone to deal with it. Yeah, and Edwin is kind of like content with that. He says, "Well, let's see what Fricio's got to say, because clearly something's going on here." Kisef like calls through, make sure she's okay, and she like soon after you hear her coming. She's wearing like simple clothes, still like kind of holding herself kind of cold, but she's kind of got like a dry clothes and a big dry cloak. Probably belongs to someone else, the cloak, and it's kind of much too big for her. But she comes in. By this time, Kisef's got like just with like the butt of his staff, he just kind of taps on the fireplace and it kind of blooms into light. And there's a warm fire straight away. And they kind of make sure that Fricio is kind of seated next to it. And like you get the sense like Kisef's like he's like kind of a bustling kind of guy. Doesn't he's kind of almost expressionless quite a lot of the time, but you like just the way he like acts with Fricio, and you used to get a sense that there's like a he's like very caring and like he's like looking after her kind of thing, like a lot of like respect there,
like a master Padawan kind of relationship.
yeah, kind of, yeah, just like and it's like it's more so than that as well. I mean, like the Rangers don't really have a hierarchy as such. Obviously, this guy's probably got a bit more respect since he's retired. But I mean, you don't, it's not an easy role. So anyone that's got that kind of position is, it's got a bit of respect, especially from other Rangers. So Kisef kind of like starts to gently kind of probe her on, he knows like what they were doing out there. He knows like what they were out there to do. He doesn't like talk about like, oh, like what were your findings? What did you find when you were out there? He just kind of like glosses over the actual mission, but you can tell that he knows what they were doing out there. He like asks questions about where they were. And she's kind of like, she tries to tell as best she can based on how long it took her to get back. And like sometimes with like a little bit of conferring with her Jeremy, they basically determined it was probably only like probably 6 hours out of the city. There's like she explains where it is, and Kisef kind of nods. He like explains that there's like different as soon as you go not too far out onto the plains, it's very what's the word? It's kind of like not chaotic, but like you don't really know what's going to be underneath you. So it could be anything from like a thin sheet of ice with water underneath, or it could be like 10 feet thick of ice and just like solid block. But even underneath that, it's not. Sometimes there's like caverns and stuff under there. So you could fall through a thin sheet of ice and like fall 100 feet to the floor of a cavern. So it's like very treacherous, like sort of place, and you have to kind of be able to read the ice. And it does kind of shift and move, and like it's complicated. And just like the way that they're talking about, how they navigate and pinpoint where they were, you kind of get the sense that it would be very difficult to try to traverse that safely without some level of
So
knowledge.
glad we decided not to go out there.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, Kisef, yeah, I mean, him and Kinwu, they kind of like, they both kind of know like where they're talking about, and it's like, I mean, they're saying like, Kinwu's saying like, that ice is, never broken, since I've been foreman. That's one of the safest patches between here and the mines. That makes no sense. She must be wrong.
There's been some strange happenings.
Hmm.
Soren kind of pipes up in the middle of someone else's conversation.
Yeah.
Been some strange happenings. I wouldn't be
Kinwu,
surprised.
he like kind of interrupts you again. He says like, "What do you know about that?"
I don't know how much I know, to be honest. I know there's something's moving in the east. Something's moving in the sea. Past that, something's happening.
I mean, Captain, you must know. I mean, there's like a ghost in the center square of Kala the other day. There's been some odd going abouts.
He said he kind of nods. He said, "Yeah, I heard that. And it wasn't the first. So there've been some strange things." And he kind of looks to Kinwu as well. And Kisef says, "If there's something to share, Kinwu, that's relevant, then there's no better time than now." Kinwu says, he like sighs, and kind of walks over to there's like a window at the far end of the mess hall. Says, some of the lads have been complaining. At first I didn't think much of it. I thought the guys were chancing it, trying to get an extra talent in their wage packet. But there's been a few of them now that's made me think something's up. This, he looks like uncomfortable. He says there's this one miner we have. He's been a miner all his days. His father was a miner. He knows the ice farms. He went to work one day and came home from work at the end of the day, and 3 days had passed.
What do you mean?
I mean, he didn't come back for 3 days, but as far as he's concerned, he went to work, did his shift, and came back at the end of the day.
Karthos, this sounds like your area. Weird, freaky time things.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't think time being entirely connected to what I study, but well, can I roll any kind of insight or?
Yeah, go for like Arcana.
Yeah. +6 in math.
Could I help him with the neurotic synergy?
Yes, go for that. How does it work again? So I think you
Yeah, you roll first, Karthos, and then I can re-roll if you don't like that.
God,
Yeah.
that ability name
Okay.
scares me.
Yeah. Let's reroll.
So I mean, just bear in mind that if you're going to re-roll, you need to have the book out as well. Just
yeah.
a small thing. So Karthos should have to bring it out and lay it on
Oh
the
wait,
table.
were you rolling insight?
No. Rolling to get some insight, not insight. Sorry.
Flavor insight. Just like Arcana, I think it was.
Oh, Arcana. Okay, yeah, I remembered Arcana, but then I remembered someone saying Insight too, so I got a little
Yeah.
confused. Yeah. Yeah, I'll roll. But yeah, God, fuck. I rolled a 2. I rolled a 2 plus 6, so that's gonna be an 8.
Okay, let's stick with 13 then.
No, we have to take the new result.
Couldn't we get the third one as well?
You can, yeah.
Yes, the
If the result is
DM,
not
the
favorable, the player
DM, yeah.
to have the second player roll and must take the new result. If that result is
All
also
right, so yeah, we take out the book and we're looking through it and we're like, what the hell? And we'll just kind of like be looking at it, and then I think if you could roll Craig, maybe we'll get a sign or something. A word will highlight itself.
I mean, I just say, well, let me just put it in this down. Might take a bit of explaining. Let me just roll first, and then we'll deal with that after. So that's an 11. So if you applied your modifier, that'd bring it up to 17. Yeah. So I mean, yeah. I mean, as you say, like it'd be like chronomancy or whatever. It's not your strong suit. It's a certain, there's folk at the end of the university that study that sort of thing. But things like, that there's like arcane means of stopping time temporarily and doing stuff with time, but nothing on that scale. That's crazy magic. But you do recall, based on that roll, you do recall the maybe something in the book, the kind of the shapes of the runes and stuff align themselves to show the it reminds you of the shape of the archtop, with the kind of ancient temple stone archway at the top, the fortress around it at the base, and you remember the situation with the witch lord from the Icebite massacre, and how it was said that she could.
You're talking about Grixel?
Grixel, that's right. Yeah, Grixel the Witch Lord. And how she could, it was said, rumored that she could control time itself and all of that. But she was said to have some kind of power over time.
Yeah. This other well, this kind of magic is not something most mortals would be capable of. I hesitate to say even most gods would actually go there, but it sounds familiar to what that Withlord was up to. Wasn't it?
Kinmu scoffs. He's like, you've been watching that bloody play. That's I don't say how that's relevant. And then Kisef's quiet. Just kind of nodding, contemplating that. The captain's hard to read.
Well, I'll tell you this then. Anyone, you're not gonna find a lot of other people capable of magic, Withlord or no.
I mean, the other thing is, these things don't happen very often. So, if you're looking for a likely explanation, you aren't going to find one. It has to be an unlikely explanation. I don't know much about what he's talking about, but he's usually right.
Yeah. It could also be some kind of damage ritual. Like if it was be some kind of process throughout the time, and if that was still at play here for some reason.
I certainly think that magic's at play somehow here.
Yeah, I don't know. We should explore our stuff. I think that might help.
What do we know about Archtop?
Good question. What do you know? I think that it was maybe briefly described in the play as having been, it's an old temple. It's like a literal archway at the top of this like a tall hill. It's ancient stuff. Let's see if I give you anything else.
It's a portal to. Where do we think the portal goes to?
Turns out it goes directly to Eberron.
New campaign. Session 0 is coming up.
It's a portal that goes to the Temple of Elemental Evil. I don't want to write any more sessions, lads. Somebody buy me the book.
No, it was. I told you it was a temple, temple of Talam at the top. But I think the archway. I think I'd said that it was a portal to like Feywild or something like that. If that rings a bell. But I think like it's like it's one of those ones where nobody really knows what it was. It's kind of like Stonehenge, like it's a bit confusing. Portal like fits the bill because of the shape of it and that kind of thing. But yep.
And how close is it to the mines?
So it's they would explain this. It's about 4 days travel to get there from Kala. The mines, you're probably hang on. I'll just tell you. I spite.
I thought you said they're a day away, right?
It was like less than it was like a day's round trip.
Yeah, that's the crypt.
Yeah.
The way the mines work, the mines is like a vast. There's a point where they leave Kala, they go through the plains, and there's like a point where they like enter the mines, and it like spreads from there to various points. It's like kind of like how if it was under a mountain, there'd be different veins and stuff that it would follow. Kind of similar idea. But it takes about an hour to get to the mine like entrance, and then from there, yeah, you'd be traveling. They say like basically they would explain like if you ask this, they would explain that it's just not safe to travel up, like on the surface for too long. It's like the exposure is too much for most people. I mean, the rangers could probably do it, but the mines are just an easier way of getting around once you're out on the plains. So, I mean, and the mines kind of only go out so far, and then you kind of back on the plains to get to Arctop. But it's a long, long way away. But within an hour, you'd get down into the mines, and then, you would go in one direction to get to the crypts. But if you just kept going east, eventually there would be a way of getting out to Arctop that way.
Okay.
Yeah, after looking at the book, I think Errol would look up to the captain and say, "Is there anything else besides spirits and visions that have been noticed around town or in the area of Kala?"
There's been a few. I mean, Edwin says we've had other reports of visions. Some of them accompanied. Some of them have just been audio hallucinations, you might call them. Hearing things around the corner and coming around to see there's nothing there. One woman was convinced her house was burning down around her, and fled out into the street in the middle of the night, and there was nothing wrong with it. Others have seen similar soldiers dressed in the Kala garb from the time of the Suppression era, at the time of the Icebite Massacre. Some have seen ships sailing, leaving the harbour. We haven't had ships leaving for days. That sort of thing. Harmless, other than the strangeness of it. But that's the sort of thing we've seen. And then obviously Kinwu's experience with the miners, and then Kinwu explains like, well, there's been that incident there, but I mean, there's been a few others where the opposite's happened, where someone will go to do their shift and they'll return and it's still kind of mid-morning, but they feel like they've done a full day of work. Things like that. There hasn't been any I mean, Edwin asks, like, has there been any like incidents on the ice, with the ice breaking, like unexpectedly? And Kinwood like shakes his head, like, no, nothing like that. That's not been anything like that at all.
Well, Frischio, what was it like when the ice broke? Was it just gone? Did it crack?
There wasn't it wasn't like, she says, it wasn't like there was an impact and then there was a hole. It suddenly was moving, and it was all broken into pieces, and thick like chunks of ice, and I managed to scramble out, and I didn't see much. By the time I turned around, it was just ice.
Sorin just sort of sits up as though he's had a thought. He says, have you heard from Onyxia lately?
They kind of like, Kisef looks to Edwin. He says, "No, I've heard nothing." What makes you ask that?
Do you usually hear from there?
Not regularly. There's a small settlement there. There's usually some travel between us, less so in winter.
We were at Ontalia, and there was some very strange goings on there. I just wondered if you knew anything. I thought it might help us piece things together.
I will find out if anyone's been there recently. It's a fair travel away. Let me look into that.
So as for these planes,
yeah, I think Kisef would say, like, we need to go out and have a look, investigate the area just to see if there's any sign of them. And Kindred says, like, yeah, there's a couple of like shafts that go down underneath that area. We can try and send some guys through and see if there's anything to look into. But I mean, they seem like they start organizing, like, a few town guards, like some of the more experienced miners that are used to the plains, and Kisef himself says he'll go as well. So they're kind of like organizing a squad.
what can we do? Do you need us for this? Should we go to the crypt? We haven't been through these tunnels before, but I mean...
Kinru says, if you're going to the crypt, I mean, you could come with us. I mean, he like says, like, do you know what you're getting into out there? I mean, I mean, in terms of, like, he means like into the plains generally, like that we don't let just anyone wander out there.
No, but
try.
I'm a strong navigator. I don't get lost.
He kind of like smirks a bit.
And he's tall enough where I can follow him, so I'm usually good as well.
Edwin smiles. Kisef chuckles at that. He says, "Well, you'll need to be getting yourselves appropriate clothing, cold weather outfits. If you go to Tholoman Waz, he should be able to see you right for clothing, for appropriate clothing for going out onto the plains. He's down at the frozen markets."
Okay. Do you need help on this search?
That's Kisef saying that. They'll say, I mean, you can certainly come with us. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. Don't feel obliged, but if you want to come, if you're coming anyway to go to the crypts, then by all means accompany us.
Okay.
I mean, we literally have to pass the region to get to the mines, or thereabouts. Short diversion.
Right, you are.
Okay.
Okay. We'll go and get some gear. Should we meet you here?
Yeah, we'll gather at the gates. Kinwu, can you get the dogs ready and arrange some sleds? Freesio, and she's like getting up ready to get ready as well. Kisef's like, Freesio, you need to stay here. You need to recover. There's no sense in going out there again in your condition. And she like goes to like argue, and he says, like, remember your training. Like, think about this.
Yeah. And I think Carthus would just look at us because, besides, if things go the worst, we can't lose all the rangers of the town.
Yeah. Kisef points at Karthos and says, yes, exactly.
Yes.
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 You are ill, dear. You need to stay.
She like doesn't look happy about it. She obviously like she looks like she's feeling guilty about what's happened, and she like wants to try and do what she can. But yeah, no, she's she relents and she's fine to stay. Kisef and Kinwu go to leave. Freesio like goes to leave as well. Edwin says, "The three of you, can I have just a moment, please?"
Yeah.
Who said this? Sorry.
The captain, Edwin.
Yes.
Sleep.
Yeah.
Captain, Edwin.
Does Karthos say that?
No. Sorry, getting a bit tired.
So he says, he waits until he's like watching to make sure everyone's left. He says, I was actually hoping to catch up with you earlier. I've spoken to, I forgot his name. Sorry. I spoke to Wictor Haslow from the Runners. He mentioned that you'd inquired about an issue with a suspected poisoning, and he's actually looked into it and brought it to my attention. I just want you to know that we're looking into it. We may have a lead, but I just want you to sit tight until we can figure out what's going on.
I'm so glad it's not just the Runners Guild. They didn't seem like great investigators, honestly.
I mean, they're a stickler for their own rules. But I mean, if a match such as this, Victor's made the right call here. That was all.
We're glad to know
Well,
you're
thank you.
involved. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So then he kind of like he goes to leave as well. I'm thinking maybe leave it there tonight. Just kind of like
Yeah, I think it
pick
needs
up,
to go to bed.
yeah, pick up. Just gonna heading out into the plains potentially, or I mean, you go and get your cold weather outfits first and be good to go.
Cool.
All right, sweet.
Sounds good. That was good fun. I wasn't sure how far we'd get on that one. Depending on what you'd done, it might have gone a couple of different ways, but I'm happy with that.
Yeah,
License
you
to-
didn't know how far we'd get based on how many animals I decided to talk to.
Exactly.
You just wait, Craig. Speak with plants is still coming, okay?
Oh, no. It's funny. The
You
iceberg
see
plains
you see a
That's not a real
nettle.
thing, is it?
miles.
Yeah, speak with plants exists. Yeah.
Is that really?
Yeah, I'm gonna start. It's gonna be like you see a vine in the cave. I'm gonna be like, hey vine, I'm sorry and godless, and this is. What's your name?
Why
my
are
name's
you
Ryan.
whining up to my wine?
I'm just gonna have to start getting really obtuse with responses that you stop doing it.
I'm a vine in a mine.
Yeah.
My favorite, the way I've had that done before is like they'll kind of just make it like such a dorky character that just
Yeah.
you just like
They not
do
help.
this ridiculous persona that's like barely any help but can kind of help,
Yeah.
or just kind of give
Yeah.
some clues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell you what, I'll tell you everything I know for some fertilizer.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah.
There's a lady vine on the other side of the cave.
Yeah.
New side quest. The Vine romance side quest.
If you can convince her to start growing in this direction,
Yeah. In 20 years, then maybe. Yeah.
I might be able
Yeah.
to help you.
Pays
Yeah.
dividends. All those side quests.
Yeah.
All right.
Look at that XP.
Well, I'm glad we were able to finally play a session.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
me too.
what are we looking like for more?
Well, my classes end in May. There might be opportunity between now and May, but it would just kind of have to be, dependent on a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should be rather free in the for the April.
I'm easy.
Good. It sounds like, yeah, Peter, you're pretty flexible. If there's any dates or days Atlee that you'd prefer to avoid, then just let us know, and then Gavin can keep an eye on it as he goes to see what he feels like for slotting in. And yeah, I'm pretty good as well. Weekday nights still preferred for me, but we'll see.
Oh god, I'm falling asleep. Oh my
So
god.
yeah, it's a late one, I know. But yeah, I thought best leave it there. That's a good point, and we
Yeah,
can
nice
pick
one.
it up again next time.
Fight a
Alright,
thing next
well,
time. Let's fight a thing. I'm gonna start a bar fight.
Possibly
Yeah.
some combat next time.
Just
I want to roll
punch the
dice. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Turns out that there's no fight next session. We pick a fight with the ranger.
It's like, all right, there's only 10 minutes left in the session, and we haven't fought a giant spider yet, so sorry, Kisef, but... all right. Well, you guys have a good night.
Yeah, good night,
You do.
everybody.
Cheers. Catch
Good
you
night.
later.
Cheers.